Well, welcome back to the hive. We're going in for another inspection and add some more sugar water. There's not a lot of activity today. It's a little chilly out. You can see there's really nobody coming in and out, so I'm guessing most of them are going to be inside. So here we go. Looks like Don says they're piled up in there. We're going to smoke them anyway, just in case.
We are now,
they're starting to come out of the top.
Well, a lot of outsiders are in there too. A lot of outsiders
are in there. You never know what to expect
and
with
it's cold.
them.
A lot of reasons right now. Probably shouldn't go in. They need to be fed. Ooh,
yeah, we're not going to make this too invasive of a inspection. We're just going to do a quick check and throw some feed. Oh, looks like they're on doing some more frames there.
Correct.
Looks like we've got them on some more frames. I think this one, last time there were only 3 frames. Looks like they might be up to 5 on this one.
We still have sugar water, which is good. Probably. Start from the outside real quick and work in. We're going to work in.
Oh, a little bit of comb on that side. We're working on that a little bit. Got a little visitor behind you. Oh, look what we got going on here. Yeah, those cells on the bottom.
Those are old.
Those are old? Okay.
Anything brown is old.
Is that something we should be scraping off? All right, we're going to scrape the old stuff off on the bottom there.
No, they got honey.
Oh, they got honey in it. Hard to come off.
Yeah, it's sticky.
Oh, there's one that's coming off. There you go. Clean that up a little bit at the bottom. I'm getting bumped. You're making them not happy.
No, they're not gonna.
A little cleanup there. Any sign of the bee or any eggs, or the queen or any eggs?
Pollen and honey.
So we got pollen and honey in there. So that they're getting their food stores together.
Where is he?
Back by the barbecue grill with the dog. Oh yeah, look at, there's a lot of
Caps. That's broods. That's capped brood.
Is that capped brood?
Yeah.
Alright, so capped brood would be the queen laid some eggs and they've got them ready for their development and eventual hatching. Queen on that side? Oh, look at all that. A lot of work there.
Okay, I got a larva.
You got a larva?
Yeah, not sure if you'll be able to zoom in or not, but
Put your thumb near it and you can try and catch it in the video later.
Alright. It's, I gotta keep refining it. It's this one right here.
Alright. See if we can get a shot of that later.
Good?
Yeah. I got a shaky camera when I go zoom in like that.
Yep.
Alright, so they're doing their job. We've got the queen laying eggs. We got them capping that up. And we got some larvae coming out. So that life cycle, I think I remember about 14 days, 10 days, something like that. I think the queen's a little longer.
I don't recall. So that's 1, 2, 3. We only started with 3 frames.
Right.
3 frames with comb. I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to you.
We started with 3 frames of comb, so far the first one we picked up had nothing, but the rest of them have something on them.
Oh shit. Drop it.
You might want to smoke a little bit again.
Capped brood.
Got a lot of capped brood in there.
All this right here is larva.
Awesome.
Just zoom in a little bit, we might zoom in closer. Alright, so got a little issue.
Trying to, no, the other way is, yeah, turn it around. Yeah, that's how you.
For what?
Oh, wait.
I know what I'm doing here, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm going to turn over here.
And clean up that extra stuff on the bottom there. Now, typically that is like a queen cell. They prepare those to start to make another queen. We've got a young queen, so we don't really want them to make any competition.
This is actually bad spacing.
Ah, so when you put the frames too far apart, they're going to put the comb to touch the other frame. So we're gonna scrape that out a little bit, kind of even it up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be happy. There's larva in here. Let me drop one right there.
Got some honey in there too, it looks like.
So we have lots of larvae.
There you go. It's a sign of a good hive we got going on there.
All that right there. You see it?
Yep.
There?
Yeah.
That's all larvae getting ready to get capped.
Is that really? Okay. Well, the eggs get capped and then the larva works their way out.
Spacing on this hive might be a little off. That's the other half of what I just
Right.
That's all fresh comb. They built that.
So by putting all the sugar water in there, we've given them the energy to create all that comb.
This is honey.
Okay, that's capped honey up in the corner there. It's their capped cells, but they're capped a little differently than the brood. And they put that in there and they get that ready for future use. And we're just going to even out this spacing a little bit. Some comb that they've made. And we'll put it down there and they'll recover some of it.
That's a cell right there.
Looks like we got a queen cell.
Right there.
Hold on, let me get. Can you tilt it a little bit toward me?
Say when.
A little bit more. There you go. So that right there, we
I was
got a
trying to
queen
get
cell
you the
inside.
inside view.
Oh, you moved it. I had it. All right. Okay.
All those heads are inside holes. side of that one.
Awesome. So if they keep up at this pace, maybe next week or the week after that, we're going to put a honey super on the top, and then they can start making some honey for us. We don't want to overstress them too much. So right now they've got a lot of work to do, but once the capped brood and those babies start hatching, the population will increase, and then things will move a little faster. They've been moving pretty fast though. Pretty happy with the progress we got going on here. You know, we'd love to be in a position where we're ready to start producing honey, but you can't rush them too much. So it's more in the middle, and they're working their way out, getting all that comb ready. So with that, yeah, they still got a little bit of work to do.
Doing great. Looking good.
So this is Hive Deadpool. Doing pretty good.
I didn't see the queen, but we didn't see the queen last week either. But there's fresh larvae.
There's fresh larvae, fresh eggs, so or capped brood. So she's in there doing her job.
There's a queen cell that doesn't tell us anything. You heard me?
I did.
Having a queen cell doesn't mean that there's some problem. That's just something.
A queen cell doesn't necessarily mean that there's a problem. It's something that they do. We're not necessarily going to pick at every queen cell, but sometimes we just like to clean them up a little bit. I'm guessing maybe next week we could probably even take out the feeder and put in more frames once some of that larva starts hatching. And if you said that the feeder is still kind of full.
Half full.
Half full. So they're eating they're eating it, but they're not eating it at the same rate they were eating it last inspection. So maybe one more week of sugar water, and then maybe we'll take that out and put some frames in there. And the time of year, we've got a lot of things that are starting to bloom. Flowers are starting to come in. They're not necessarily going to need the sugar water. They're going to be out getting nectar.
As long as they got comb to build, we're going to leave the sugar water.
We made this sugar water last night. Again, it's a 50-50 mixture of sugar and water. We just go buy the bags of sugar from the store and boil some water. Oh, I should say heat the water, not necessarily boil it, but heat the water and add the sugar until it melts. Make sure it's cooled before you put it in there. We don't want to put it in there hot.
Now they love me. Maybe we'll do that first.
Put the sugar in first?
Yeah.
It probably would be a good distraction.
Alright, so that pool's an asshole. The hive's an asshole. That hasn't changed.
Deadpool Hive is still an asshole hive.
You
Pardon the French.
Pinging me?
Pardon me?
You see him coming out pinging me?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Well, they've been bumping me a little bit, so. All right, well, we'll put the cover back on and we'll move on to the next hive. All right, here we are with Hive Webhead. We're going to do our inspection and add some more of our sugar water. We're going to see what kind of progress we got going on here. A little bit of a chilly day, so there's really not a lot of activity in front of the hive. We just went into Hive Deadpool, and there's a little bit of activity out there. And the combs that we scraped off, they're in there, and they're recovering what they want back for the hive. So there's a little activity in front of that hive. And here we are with Webhead. Don's taking the cover off. Looks like we still got some good activity. I know last week this one only had 3 frames going. It looks like they're well into a 4th frame. So
Fifth frame.
No, and a little bit on that 5th frame too. So let's see where we are with that. How are we with the sugar water? Is it empty?
No.
Oh, there's a lot still in there. We were just discussing whether or not that this is our last week adding sugar water. So we're going to take that out and empty out last week's far away from the hive here, so that any stragglers will work their way back to the hive. But I was concerned with the sugar water souring in a week's time, so I don't know whether I have an accurate assumption on that or concern, but it doesn't hurt. We've got enough to fill it up with another one. So
All right, you ready?
here we go. So we're going to take that outer one out, the one next to the feeder.
They had propolis built between the frames.
What was that?
They built between the frames with the propolis.
Oh, okay. So it gets hard every week. We need this hive tool to break through to get those frames off, because they secure everything with propolis, and which tightens air tightens it and waterproofs it and all that
All
fun
honey.
stuff. So there we have a frame
Honey
that
only.
it's all comb, and it looks like they're just putting honey in that comb. But that one, I know that was one of the empty frames last time. So they've been building a lot of comb in there. So the sugar water is definitely helping with that situation. Now this frame that he's about to take, it looks real full from my point of view. So when he pulls it up, you'll see what we got going on here. Now this hive is a lot tamer, at least right now, and they're letting me pretty close. They're not bumping me or anything. So look what we got going on here. That looks heavy. So was this one of the ones? Yeah, this was one of the pre-comb.
Anything? Yeah, brown. No, the white. Yes, anything with. You can see the white foundation.
Yeah, I see that.
Not
So
ours.
that's the one that we started that had comb to start out, but it looks like they've been filling it in pretty good.
There she is, right there.
Oh, yeah, there she
See
is.
her?
I do see her. Yeah, she's right there, laying eggs.
And she's not freaking out.
Right, she's not freaking
So
out.
none of them. They're very comfortable with us.
Oh, look at this side. They have all bees.
All right.
They are all busy. Looks like everybody's got a comb and they're working it. Awesome.
Took it out this way.
No, the other way.
The queen's just moving around.
She's just doing her thing, and she's not bothered by us at all. See, this is a tamer hive, so I'm not really sure. Don has a theory that the way we put the queen in on the other hive was a little messed up. We kind of joggled her around a little bit and kind of put her in a little crooked, and so Don has a theory that hive is a little wacko because of that.
At least for now.
At least that's our theory.
Now afterwards, the new bees.
Right, so they're producing a bunch of new bees, and who knows how the new bees are going to react to us. They're going to get used to us. So here we got
Cap brood.
a lot of cap brood over there on the side. So she's laying eggs, and they're getting that larva ready to go. So those will all, hopefully this time next week, they'll all be hatched, and they'll be new for the colony. And what do we got on that side? It looks like they're creating.
Again, it was cap brood in there.
There's cap brood in there. There we go. We got cap brood in there. Don did a little brush away, so I'm being cautious. I think it was the other way. We're being real careful to put them back in the same order that we took them out. I mean, we are disturbing them a little bit by checking these frames, but if we put them back in the same order, it's not as much of a disturbance as if we twisted it around.
Definitely want to put them backwards, turn them around like this.
All right, we don't want to do that.
Oh,
So
look at that.
we got a bunch of caproot on this one.
This hive is excelling.
Yeah, this hive is doing a great job. On this side, they're making their stuff.
All
We got all
caproot.
caproot in here too. Well, we're gonna have a nice hive. We're gonna have nice numbers next week. I'm pretty confident this one we should take the feeder out and add more frames next week.
Next week. Huh?
Yeah.
Next week we might could add a box.
You know, we were talking about adding one of these hives we're going to add a super to, which is for honey, and the other hive we're going to add another brood box so we can have another colony and do a split.
They're also concentrating better. That's more spread out over.
Yeah, they're not really bothering us.
This is for honey.
Yeah, so it looks like they're making comb for honey in this one. Yeah, both sides of that frame. Looks like it's all honey.
Yes, capped honey. Right, and there is no queen cell in here.
Yeah. I'll turn around the other way.
The way it is, right?
Yes, like
This?
that. Yes.
And then the rest are empty.
And so the other two are empty.
So what I'm actually going to do is take this back one out.
What's the plan here? So we've got two different bottoms on these hives. This hive has just got just a regular bottom. The Deadpool hive has a bottom where we can pull a drawer out and clean out the bottom. We've purchased a drawer for this one. We just haven't painted it yet. We got to get some paint and get that painted so we can swap out the bottoms.
See here? I pull them apart, you might be able to catch them hold on to each other.
I'm getting a little swarmed here.
See that?
They are hanging on to each other and they don't want to.
They're measuring.
They're measuring.
I need to know the distance. I didn't bring the hive tool.
Oh, the spacer.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Space. But they built propolis.
So Don took one of the. There were two empty frames on the left side, and he took one of the empty frames, and we're going to move it to the right side so that the colony is more in the middle, and they'll work their way onto these extra frames that don't have any comb. We're not disturbing the order of the frames that they have already started working, but these frames that they haven't started working, we're going to move that onto the outside so that the middle ones will continue doing what they were doing. Probably have space for another frame and then the feeder, huh? Well, let's put the feeder in, and then next week we're going to change out the feeders and put more frames in, and yeah, that should be good there. And depending on the size of the colonies, each of these are going to get a box on top. Each of them are going to get a different size box. So we were thinking that we're going to take Webhead here, the nice calm, hard-working hive, and we're going to put another brood box on top of it. So we're going to kind of have them duplicate the size of their hive, and then we'll end up splitting that later. So we like the temperament of these bees. The Deadpool hive, with a little bit of the frantic nature that they're in, we thought that might be better for honey production. So we're going to put a honey super on that hive and see how long it takes them to produce some honey for us. So that's our plan right now. Who knows if that'll change. But right now, that's what we're looking. Both of these hives are thriving very well.
Well, it'll be fun if she's missing a queen, well. wherever that queen is, when that one hatches, we'll be queen hunting.
Right. So the Deadpool hive, and we haven't seen the queen, but we know she's in there because there's brood in in the Deadpool hive. A lot of times the queens hide, and we're beginners. We're not all that great at picking out the queen. She's marked. Both of our queens are marked, but for some reason, Webhead's queen, we've spotted her every time we've opened the hive. So Deadpool's queen, we're assuming she's in there. If she's not, the hive will make a new queen, and we'll worry about that later. They already have a queen cell in there, so we'll worry about that later. They do what they need to do, and we're just giving them the supplies to make what they need to make. So again, very happy with the condition of these hives. They're doing a great job. They both have very different personalities, and we're going to take advantage of those personalities. Like I said, one Don's going for a close-up here.
Because that's pretty freaking cool. Huh.
Gotta love when you get that close to them and see them in action. All right. Until next week, we're done with the hives today.